Expensive, but impressive.
when you're used to flat and then you switch back to anti-rocker. This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens. Hey, roller booters, welcome back. Thanks for being here. So we just had our first session on the new IQON AG20 aggressive skate boot. So we're gonna go through what I thought and some of my first impressions on the skate. So if you watched the first video, the unboxing video, which you can check out, link or card in the corner right here, the skates, when I just hold them, are definitely the smallest skates. They just feel like the smallest skates, and I was really nervous. And when I tried them on, basically I knew immediately that they were going to be, quote, too small right now. So let's talk about the sizing really quick. So if we look at the sizing on the website, we'll see that, well, let me back up. I'm a 275 Mondo, which means my foot is 275 millimeters long. And if we look at their US size 8-9, their range is 264 to 270. And then it skips up to 277 to 284 for the 10 to 10.5. So I fall kind of in that gray zone in between those ranges, but admittedly on the higher end of those ranges, right? Just 2 millimeters below that 277 Mondo figure. So after reaching out, I mentioned this in the first video, after reaching out to a lot of the members of the team and some people at IQON, I decided to go with a smaller boot, the 8-9 boot, and the 10-11 liner, the MyFit Prime liner. So smaller boot, larger liner. That's what BFree does, but he has a little bit smaller feet than I do. And in hopes that that would work. When I put these on, I kind of knew immediately that they were either gonna take some work or they were just gonna be too small. And that's my fault, right? Like, I was a little bit aggressive on the sizing, and it's my burden to bear. It's my problem to figure out, and I think I will. And I don't wanna be negative on this. I'm very optimistic that we're gonna figure this out, because I feel like I just need a little bit. And so if anyone watching, if you have any good tips and tricks to kind of stretch boots out just a little bit, something like these, again, I can still heat mold these. I haven't heat molded the liners yet, anything like that. I think I'm gonna be able to get these to a point where they fit appropriately, because width-wise, they fit really well. And let me say, I skated these for close to 3 hours today, and I had zero hot spots, except for my big toe, right? My big toe is just a little bit angry hitting the front of the skate, but again, I am optimistic that we can fix that. So if you're in my shoes or skates, I would probably recommend, if you're right around a 275 Mondo or on the high end of that range, that middle ground, I'd probably recommend going a little bit bigger, but time will tell. Right? I hope you'll join me on this journey by subscribing to the channel, giving the video a thumbs up to see what happens next and what we can do to get these to fit a little bit better as far as length, because honestly, everything else is fantastic. All right, and let me just say, these are not the cheapest skates. For anyone that's watching this video that's unaware, these skates come boot only. So ignore the frames altogether, right? If you go over to their website, they have the AG10, AG20, and the TR skate, and they all come boot only, so ignore this frame. I added the Featherlight 3s here, the ground control Featherlight 3s with the Red Eye John Fromm wheels, which, by the way, John, these are fantastic wheels. These are some of my favorite wheels that I've skated before. 60 millimeter 90A wheels with a really cool profile. Honestly, really like the wheels, so. And I think they look sick. So yeah, to me, it's very clear kind of why these skates, and I think when you actually see these skates in person and hold them, you'll kind of see why they cost what they cost. It's really clear that they kind of spared no expense, cut no corners on the quality of the skate here, using really high quality materials. I mean, it just feels absolutely fantastic. Really high quality MyFit liner here. It's a really nice skate, you know? In my opinion, if there's a Ferrari of skates or a Lamborghini of skates, this is it. It looks, I'm just gonna say it, to me it looks dead fucking sexy. Obviously that's subjective, but you tell me, let me know down in the comments. All right, so we're gonna start just kind of at the top here with the laces. So they come with these kind of round laces here, and they come with this nice metal sort of end piece, which again is a nice touch. These are unwaxed kind of round laces, which, you know, they're nice, but I think that now I'm getting a little bit more used to the like flat waxed laces just over the skates that I've been skating the last, I don't know, a few months or so. And part of me wishes that these actually were waxed laces. I found that It was a little bit of a challenge to keep tension in the laces on the lower ends because these were effectively too small for my foot. I really wanted to keep my foot as far back as possible. So I would really like, bump my heel on something and ratchet down the 45-degree strap. And I kind of wish that these were lax laces so that I could kind of keep them a little more snug to keep my foot a little bit more rearward. Buckle, this is your nice buckle. Has a really nice finish on the latch here. But aside from that, it's pretty much your typical buckle. Does its job well. The 45-degree strap here, it is Velcro, which, I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts because I feel like this Velcro over time may, wear out. So I'm not sure if they maybe should have considered going with some kind of ratchet system 45-degree strap here, but today they worked well, and I guess time will tell. No shots fired here. It's just kind of a point of discussion. They have so many cool little accents and stuff all over the skate. I think it's really tasteful, subtle, simple. Okay, so let's talk about the flex of the skate a little bit, because these skates for grinding have flex that is, I would say, like near perfect. The flex is really, really nice. Even with, you have these adjustable cuffs, so you can see this sort of V cut here. So from what I understand, this is like a removable insert. I haven't dove into it too deep, but from what I can tell, it's kind of this removable insert that adds or removes flex. I'm not doing a good job of showing you that, but you can see that there's like 2 layers right here. And from what I understand, you can remove this sort of insert here to either add or remove flex. And so I'll say I definitely won't be removing that because I think these have a little bit more flex than maybe I was expecting, or a little bit more flex than maybe I'm used to. And not in a bad way, but in kind of a different or a new way. I think it's just something I'm gonna need to get a little bit more used to, because on grinds, it's perfect. But for some of the airs, I guess, that I was doing, I found the flex to be borderline, I don't want to say too much, but there were times where I wish I had a little bit more support. And here's the thing, right, is that you can see these eyelets, and this is in the boot, and you can see that they're not utilized. The laces actually go up through the liner itself into these eyelets, which are just on the liner, and there's 4 of them. Maybe you can see, yeah, those 2 eyelets on either side. And so I think if I play around with kind of the tension on the 45, tension on the buckle, and the lacing system here, I think I can absolutely, again, this is the first time I'm skating these skates. I've never skated anything like these. I didn't mention that earlier. I've never skated, I know that I don't want to make anyone upset, but I've never skated like carbons. I've never skated USD 7s. I've never skated gods. I've never skated these sole plates, these liners. This is all very new to me, so I think it's gonna take some feeling out. But I don't wanna take anything away from the skate. It's fantastic and it flexes really, really well, really well. Fore and aft flex, they have this big fat tongue just for that reason, to give you nice flex forward and back. And I thought the kind of fore aft flex was really appropriate and really good. Okay, so let's talk about the sole plate. So from what I understand, this sole plate has a cult-like following because it's so good. I know my brother is skating it. I believe the Tim Franken gods have the same sole plate, but he's loving it, and I see why. The backslide groove is absolutely fantastic, nice and big, can't miss it. The soles and the negatives are both nice and big. I mentioned on the unboxing videos, they have these pre-drilled holes for the sole plates, but with no hardware installed. It's just held on by the frame bolts in there. Just something of note, I guess. Sometimes, yeah, I was like, there's a couple times I jumped on an obstacle. I was like, oh, geez, they were like borderline too fast. Not too fast, but faster than I'm used to or I was expecting. So they're really nice. And here's the big thing. I mentioned it in the unboxing video. I didn't realize, I'm pretty sure these are it's hard to see on camera, but I'm pretty sure that these are slightly angled down on each side. And I'll say that once you're locked on to anything, you're locked on. There was a lot of times I was on like a top side, on a ledge, or even just a normal like sole grind or acid on a ledge. And even though my weight was all over the place and like I was kind of off balance, these skates stayed locked on. These sole plates are fantastic. The negatives are nice and big. Did a couple negatives today. They felt fantastic. I'll just say my experience with anti-rocker today was really, really, really good with these skates. No wheel bite, no nothing. I just had ultimate confidence on ledges today with these skates. I'm really impressed with the skate. I wish I would have probably gone a boot size bigger, but again, I'm optimistic that I'll be able to figure that out. Again, stay tuned to see what ends up happening. Like I said, extremely impressed with the skate. it is clear why it costs what it costs, in my opinion. And they're not paying me to say this. Yes, they gave me a discount on the skate, but I'm not here to pump up the skate, right? It's clear that they chose extremely quality materials, lots of like fantastic new products, technology, whatever on this skate. I'm really impressed with it, and I'm excited to stretch these out a little bit and just go shred some more, because these are amazing, to be frank. Thank you, IQON, for hooking it up with a discount on these. Yeah, roller booters, I guess that's pretty much it. I appreciate you being here. If you would, take a second to give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. Consider subscribing to the channel for more roller booting content and to support rollerblading here on YouTube. And with that, roller booters, we will see you next time. Take care.